Hey everybody, welcome to the SMX show, and this is my review of the Pokemon Presents of July 2025. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. You know those meetings you have at work that are essentially tick-boxing exercises that essentially could have been an email? Well, that's how I feel about this Presents. It 100% could have simply been included in the weekly newsletter I get from the Pokemon Company. An update for Pokemon Masters, Go, Unite, and a small teaser for the Pokemon TCG expansion, which was essentially just a couple JPEGs of a couple cards. They showed have clips of the Pokemon World Championships, which are coming up in Anaheim in the United States, which was essentially 5 minutes of the Pokemon Company patting themselves on the back for what an amazing job they've done. There were a few meaningful updates, however. I'm actually shocked they didn't announce anything for Pokemon Pocket. Instead, they waited a few days to release a teaser for the next expansion of that game. It's weird that they didn't include it. Anyway, we got a really cool update on the upcoming Ardaman stop motion feature from my personal hero, Peter Lord, at Ardaman Studios, which was awesome. But that was a teaser for something which is still over 2 years away. It's just not something worth getting excited about yet. Although I'm super excited. Oh, I love Ardaman, Wallace and Gromit, Shaun the Sheep, Chicken Run. Whew. Let's not forget Morph. An announcement was made for Poke Park as a Pokemon Company get into the theme park industry, which is going to be released in Kanto, which looks really cool, but it's one of those things which looks cool on paper, but will it be cool in practice about living in, about entering an actual Pokemon world? I don't know. And if you hear a lot of noises in the background, it's because I'm still in hospital. Forever, I practically live here at this point. Yeah, I can't see the Poke Park being that fun IRL, however, time will tell, and let's just wait and see. I am excited for it, and given that I have enough friends to go with, I will eventually go, because there's other places I want to visit in Japan as well. I really want to see the culture of Japan.
Japan. Land of glowing cities. Land of sacred mountains. Land of traditions and mystery.
No, not that culture. Yes, that's the culture. Moving on. Game Freak finally acknowledged the performance enhancements they have released for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. However, again, this could have been an email considering how minor it was. We had an interesting new story trailer for Pokemon ZA, not ZA.
Pokemon Legends ZA.
The trailer is wrong, and we now know why it's called Pokemon ZA, and it's to do with the progression in the game as you are, you're ranked at, you start off at rank Z in, we'll call it the Pokemon League, and the goal is to move up to rank A in the Pokemon tier system, which sounds pretty cool, actually. And I am excited for this game, despite the fact that Pokemon games of the last 10 years haven't really gelled with me. Sword and Shield was amazing, but again, there are a lot of missed opportunities in that game also. But we did get Sinistea, which is an adorable Pokemon. I do hope there is a heavier emphasis on story in Pokemon ZA, which was my main complaint with Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm going to end up in a vicious circle as can't decide which one sounds better. But the issue is Pokemon Arceus had an amazing story. They just chose not to tell it, which I still find rather odd. Other than Pokemon ZA, Arceus and Poke Park, the rest of the announcements could have just been included in a weekly email. It wasn't really worth the time, really. It felt like it was a present, much like the previous one, just full of filler. So it's a very disappointing Pokemon Presents with no real announcements, and I give it a rating of 4 out of 10. We could have waited a little bit longer before making announcements, or just didn't do a Pokemon Presents at all and just left it until Pokemon Day in February next year. Pokemon Company have been in a lot of hot water lately, what with them not releasing Pokemon Red, Blue, Green and Yellow on the NSO, not updating Scarlet and Violet to be in a more playable state on the original Nintendo Switch hardware, and instead taking a shortcut and just updating it for the Switch to instead using its advanced hardware. Seems a bit lazy if you ask me. In each Presents, they only seem to want to show small clips, pay-to-win games, and then they just show a trailer for an animation which is still years away. It was mostly just filler, and it feels like it's just a waste of time. Anyway, SMX out. Bye!